So we are gathered here this evening to tell a story which I think is remarkable about the wonderful partnership that happens in our community with our first responders. On November 17th, 2019, a team came together and were able to save a life. A few days ago, the patient's wife, Michelle, emailed the president of Northeast Quadrant Advanced Life Support the following email. Hello, my name is Michelle Ferreira, and my husband Carlos and I live at Webster Townhomes on Royal Sunset Drive. Tomorrow, 11/17/20 will mark 1 year to the day when my husband went into cardiac arrest around 4 p.m. on Royal Sunset Drive. The EMT who responded worked on him for 25 minutes before they got a pulse. No one thought he would survive, but after 2 weeks on life support, to the amazement of all of us and the doctors, Carlos woke up. This year certainly has taken its toll on so many families during this pandemic, and we are sure the EMT workers have seen many heartbreaking events. So we wanted to share some good news with all of you. Due to the heroic efforts of your team, my husband's life was saved. He certainly has had many hurdles to overcome, but continues to make progress, so thank you so much. All of you. For all you do for the community and families in need, during these stressful times, we thought some good news would put a smile on some of your faces. Sincerely, Carlos and Michelle Ferreira. Certainly Michelle is right. News like this does put a smile on all of our faces, as I'm sure it does everyone in the room today and those who are listening. It's not very often that first responders get to meet their patients, and there's probably no meeting more significant than meeting a patient whose life you saved from cardiac arrest. Carlos, you probably don't remember much of this, but I'm going to go through what happened. On November 17, 2019, Carlos Ferreira experienced cardiac arrest near his home. Webster police officer Sam States was the first on the scene, and recognizing the patient was in cardiac arrest, applied an AED which delivered a shock. CPR was promptly initiated. Northeast Quadrant Advanced Life Support Deputy Chief and Paramedic Matt Lloyd arrived on the scene, closely followed by NEQ EMT Chris Devlin and West Webster Fire Department EMT Caleb Standler. Shortly thereafter, West Webster firefighter Cameron Antonelli, Lieutenant James Cometh, and Captain Brian Zimmer arrived, as did NEQALS Deputy Chief and Paramedic Julie Jordan. The team worked feverishly for 25 minutes on scene, delivering one more shock and administering several rounds of cardiac medicines. The result is that today, Carlos Ferreira is able to come up and say thank you to the team that saved his life. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the podium Carlos and his wife Michelle, his two daughters Kalina and Alexandra. Who am I forgetting here? Okay. Not to forget the son-in-law Jordan. And Carlos, I'd like to introduce you to the team that was with you on that very special day. Come on up. And I think we have some certificates to present. Do you want to do that first? Okay. Well, one of you I'm sure would like to say a few words. Please do.
So this is a little bit overwhelming. We didn't really expect this, so I am a little nervous. But we did just want to reach out to let the first responders know how much we appreciated what they did for our family. We know you probably don't always know the outcome of patients you help. And I'm sure many of you thought that on that day, November 17th, that Carlos probably died. But he didn't because of your extraordinary efforts, and you saved him. And like I mentioned in the email, there's so much tragedy and so much sadness that we're surrounded with during this pandemic, so that is why I wanted to let you know the results of your service, the wonderful results, and some good news for once. And our family certainly is grateful for everything you did that day and every day to help others. And we very much appreciate every single person that was there and everyone who helped save Carlos's life. He's really special. So thank you. He's a little nervous, so he says ditto. Thank you.
So if you'd like, we'd like to bring up each of those who were mentioned and present them with a certificate. Supervisor Flaherty will do that. If we could have Webster Police Department Officer Sam States come up, please.
Thank you.
Sam. Northeast Quadrant Paramedics, Deputy Chief Matt Lloyd and Deputy Chief Julie Jordan.
Thank you so much.
I think we should get Carlos in the show.
I think so too. I'm sure you choreographed for this, right?
Carlos. I think that.
Thank you.
West Webster, Northeast Quadrant EMT, Chris Devlin, Driver Caleb Stamper, EMT.
I think we learned anything from the picture the last time. How we doing? Back over here.
There we go. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
West Webster firefighters Cameron Antonelli, Lieutenant James Coleman, and Captain Brian